A great way to help your child transition through difficult periods in their life. Of course, through children's books. You can read them, they can learn, you can read them together. And especially as you're heading back to school, you may really want to explore a couple of new books to help your child with a new period in their life. Joining us now is Heather Fieldstein. Heather, I'm excited about this opportunity here. You've got some great books, some great insight into this really magical time. It could be really exciting, but for some kids, they can be a little nervous. Books are a great way to help transition with that.
For parents, it can sometimes be a little nervous too.
Yeah.
We just heard an expert talking, right? So yeah, it is. It's a nerve-wracking time. It's an exciting time, but every time we have change. So a great way to talk to your kids about it is through books. And there are some books that specifically talk about going back to school. But you can also think outside the box as a parent, right? And you can think about other books that can help you and you can relate it to back to school or things like that. So a great book, this is a new one by Sandra Boynton, who I love. She writes in rhyme, and she writes like the board books for little kids. So this is an easy transition for younger kids who are going back to school, and it's called Yay You. Wouldn't you like to just get a book on a bad day that says, like,
would.
Yay You? So it talks about like any change that you go through and how you can handle it, and you're great, and you're going to have ups and downs, and you make choices, and you're empowered by the choices you make.
Okay.
So that's a good example of a book that it doesn't say all that, but you can certainly extract that, and it's a great way for a parent to talk to a kid about.
And for my daughter, I know we already love all these characters from her, so that's familiar to us.
Absolutely. This is another new book, new on the shelves, Nonie Is Nervous, and this specifically talks about going back to school.
All right.
And at the end of the book, it's really great. It's not a spoiler alert because it's a picture book, but it says, you know, her parents are all nervous for her, and she's always nervous about everything. And then she says, sheesh, I don't know what you were all so nervous about. The first day of school is great.
Oh, that's great.
So, you know, it eases kids' minds. So it's a great book. There's a lot out there. I want to talk specifically about the invisible string.
Okay.
And this, it talks about the concept that you have an invisible string, and it's the bond that you always have. If you love somebody, you're always connected.
Oh, I love that.
Through an invisible string.
That's beautiful.
And so the kid says, well, what if I go into outer space? It
Invisible
goes
string.
that long.
Okay.
So it could be you're going back to school, or you have a stressful situation, or you're doing something you don't like.
Right.
You've got that invisible string.
I love that.
And
that is a
mommy
really
and
beautiful
daddy
message.
and whoever always love you.
I love that. That is a great one.
That's a great concept as well. Then we get into the new bear at school, and you know, sometimes we all, I don't know about you, but I sometimes had trouble fitting in. And the bear doesn't really quite fit in because all the other animals are little and there's not really room for him on carpet time and stuff. And then the little rats start to bully the little kids. And so the big bear, they see the value of the big bear.
Well, and I think all the children feel that they're different in their own way for whatever reason. So we're all a bear in our own way sometimes.
We are, and let's celebrate our differences.
Absolutely.
Right? And let's be recognized for them. So the kissing hand. I couldn't
you cannot pass this one up. If you don't have this one, you should get it. We were talking about this in the office.
When you guys said to come talk about books about going back to school,
this is it.
You can't come here without this book.
I know, I have goosebumps just thinking about it. When my daughter went to preschool, we had this one.
My daughter's 10. She went to overnight camp, and she made me kiss her hand. Because that's the concept in the book, of course. I mean, for your viewers who don't know the book, the concept is the mom kisses the raccoon's hand, and he goes off to school, and he always has that to put the kiss. And it's a great book.
It's a great book.
It's a great book.
We always made cutout hands, too, that we kissed that
well,
she could take with her.
in the new version, guess what we have?
Oh, look at that. I love it.
We have stickers.
Oh, these are wonderful books, Heather. You know, there are several more we can get to here. If you have any more questions about some of these books, we'll put a list of them for you on there. Heather, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Great idea to get us talking about these things. And good luck with back to school. You can do it.
But enjoy the rest of summer first.
I know. It felt like summer, right? We're going to have Born Your 401 forecast coming up in just a little bit. But for now, let's send things over to Emily Lenahan.